One of the reasons why independent watchmakers have been on the rise over the past few years is that they practice their craft, guided by passion and personal perspectives. Their creations are highly personal, technical, creative and innovative. Armin Strom, for instance, made a name for itself with its commitment to open-worked watches and their capacity to innovate. For instance, with their work on the Resonance. Their latest creation, the Orbit, once again illustrate their skills with a spectacular and unprecedented staging of the date mechanism. From a style perspective, the Orbit is unmistakably Armin Strom. It comes with a new sporty-elegant twist, being one of the first watches with a metal bracelet from Armin Strom. We're meeting with Claude Chrysler to find out more.
So actually we wanted to add a sports watch to our collection System 78. And on the other hand, we wanted to have a date display. But if you work with sub-dials or with off-center dials, to have a small date window would first of all not be visible and it would not be fun. So the idea was to combine a very sporty design with a ceramic bezel together with the date function. And therefore we came up with the idea of having the date indicated on the ceramic bezel. So the date indication on the bezel, first of all, it's a new function. It's a on-off date combined with the retrograde indication. To be able to have an on-off function, we had to add a column wheel. This is why the mechanism is called a column wheel date. We use the column wheel, which is known from chronographs, to command the date function. So the column wheel allows us to have the date hand either off in a very neutral position at 12 o'clock, or when you press the pusher, the date is on and the hand is moving from date to date. After the 31st of the month, the hand will jump back, similar to a retrograde date. Another feature we have is for the fast correction. So once you set up your time, you can easily correct the date because we have a corrector which is based at 9 o'clock for the fast correction. So we have an extra tool which is delivered with your watch and you can just adjust the date very fast. We gave a very unique design to the pointer hand for the date. So the hand has an A-shaped tip of Armin. Then we have the off-center dial with a small second. Because it's a sports watch, we have superluminova, indexes and numbers. The bezel itself, it's a ceramic bezel with engraved numbers. So we have the numbers of the date are in white. The metal bracelet is elegant and sporty at the same time. The fact that we use two different finishings, we have a very shiny part, one links which is fully polished and the other part which is brushed. So that's a very nice finishing, a very nice combination. The strap itself, it's very thin and it's very comfortable to wear. And then we have the open-worked movement, which is very known for Armin Strom, which belongs to our brand philosophy, that the movement always has to be visible from the front as well as on the back side. There's also the reason why we show the column wheel function. So it's very fun to do. It's fun to push and the hand jumps to the date, you push another time, the hand comes back, and you can really learn how it works because all the parts are visible from the dial side. If you have a closer look, you can also discover the beautifully finished parts. All the parts at Armin Strom, which are manufactured in-house, are also fully hand decorated in-house. Every single bevel is hand polished, the spotting is handmade, the frosting is a frosting which we do by hand. It's a very old technique. Also on the back side we see Geneva stripes, a lot of beautifully hand beveled details. So there's a lot of things to discover in this watch. And last but not least, the hands are also produced at Armin Strom, fully hand decorated, because we wanted to have hands which do fit to the same quality that we finish the movement. And we were not happy with what we got, so this is why we decided to do all our hands in-house. The movement of the Orbit is based on the gravity equal force. The gravity equal force is a micro-rotor automatic winding movement with the equal force barrel. The equal force barrel is also an invention of Armin Strom. It's a barrel who does regulate the torque of the mainspring. This is known from Maltese cross. A lot of hand winding movements do use Maltese cross, or we know the fusée and chain or constant force mechanism. All those mechanisms are made to have a much more stable energy going to the escapement. Thanks to the stable energy, the watch becomes more precise. What we have invented at Armin Strom is the very first Maltese cross, who does regulate the torque in the barrel, combined with the automatic winding mechanism, which was not possible before. The secret is that we declutch at the end of the winding, we declutch the Maltese cross to be able that the automatic winding mainspring can slip in the barrel. We launched the Orbit in the first edition, limited to 25 pieces. The first edition has black gold dial, which is a very warm, dark gray color. We use the same plating for the 3 bridges, which are very known in System 78.